I don't think so. That's why I'm here. Hello there. Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and we have a great show for you today. As always, breaking down all the crazy things going on out there in the world that pertain to nerdy things. And we've got some good topics today. Crazy stuff about Spider-Man 4. I feel like we say that once every couple of weeks. I feel like at this point, literally, probably every 13 to 18 days, there's some earth-shattering, changing, like, what the hell's going on with Spider-Man 4 type of news? Well, guess what? We got another one. Female villain. Already been cast. Potentially a redhead with the initials SS. What? We'll get into it. We'll break it all down. Kind of interesting. We do have to talk about Mandalorian and Grogu, the next Star Wars movie. I think it's been 5 to 6 years since we've seen a Star Wars movie in the theaters. Everybody wants movies to be back in the theaters. Well, we just found out that Mandalorian and Grogu has the lowest budget of any Star Wars movie that Disney has ever made. And I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because, like, what? Okay, well, you better do something to get me excited because that ain't it. We'll get into that. We'll discuss it. We have good news, though, with a franchise that continues to be on the upswing, delivering a lot of awesome news and some big W's, and a franchise that should be getting more attention. We should be more excited about, and that would be Invincible. Invincible just announced some really cool stuff, updates about season 4. And so I want to get into that, and I want to speculate about what the future could look like for Invincible. It is Thursday, baby, and this is the last show of the week, just so everybody knows. I will be traveling. I'm going to be traveling tomorrow, and I'll be in Cleveland, and I will be doing a live Nerd Theory for those of you that are going to be making it to Cleveland at 3 p.m. with Star Wars Theory. Should be a really good time and a really good show. We spoke a little bit about this last night because we had, oh man, I had such a good time last night. We did our members only stream as we usually do on Wednesday nights, and we played Marvel Rivals together, and I had an absolute blast. It was such a fun time hanging out with y'all, playing some Marvel Rivals. I did a little bit of casting, meaning I treated the game like I was a sportscaster, and you guys were playing like 6-on-6, you know, Nerdvenger on Nerdvenger, and I was just kind of commentating, and I had a lot of fun, and people seemed to really enjoy that, so we're going to try to do more of that. But while we were, hanging out last night, a couple of you guys revealed that you will be in Cleveland. That's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see you guys out there. We'll hang out for a little bit, probably like after the panel or a little bit before it or something. And I'll be communicating with you guys via Discord, probably mostly, while I'm at the convention and all that. And then, I'm coming back Saturday, and we should kind of just be back into a regular schedule for next week. So that's all the show notes. That's anything that you got to know. Basically, no show tomorrow. And I will be in Cleveland. Theory's going to clip some stuff out, I'm sure. He'll put some videos out. I'm probably not going to do a lot of coverage of it. But, yeah, you guys will be able to see it. It's going to be a good time. And we will potentially do more live shows throughout the course of the year as well. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be a good time. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope the week has been good for you. I hope you can make it tomorrow, a Friday, without a show. Sorry, I hope you can make it, and I hope you can survive. And I also hope the week has treated you well. A lot of crazy things going on in the world. Some of it in the nerdy realm, some of it not. But there is some good stuff happening. And I continue to believe that this community, I'm so proud of this community. This community is a shining example of what it should be to be a nerd. To hang out, to enjoy, celebrate, and dare I say, to nerd-venge. All right, let's get into the topics. As always, guys, we'll save Q&A for later on in the show. If you have any questions, answers about anything we go over, we can talk about it then. All righty, so first topic today, it's a big one, man, nice and juicy. Spider-Man 4. Obviously, this movie's a big deal. The next Tom Holland Spider-Man just would always be a big deal. The crazy amount of rumors that have surrounded this film have elevated just the conversation around it. Honestly, there's so many weird rumors surrounding Spider-Man 4 that I'm having trouble making sense of it. I'm having trouble figuring it all out, dude. So this is maybe just the latest of that. And I keep coming back to this thing, and I believe this was shared by Cryptic HD, although I'm not 100% sure. But it was a couple of months ago. It was in the heat of another rumor mill cycle. You know, we were going over some other rumor. I forget what it was. And Cryptic said something like, one of my best sources just told me, quote, "Everybody's wrong about Spider-Man 4. And I remember looking at that quote and being like, damn, am I everybody? You know, like that's kind of where I was at with it. And certainly following the news cycle around this film has been pretty wild, pretty freaking wild. So last night, My Time to Shine, hello, pretty reliable Scooper, shares this bit of news, and I believe it's real. Pretty much all the insiders confirmed it. It's almost like they all know, and they already all know who the actor is too, but we'll get into that in a second. My Time to Shine Hello says, Spider-Man 4 will have a female main villain. It's not Sadie Sink. They already have someone cast. Announcement imminent. My goodness, that's crazy. So, Spider-Man 4, female main villain. That's not Sadie Sink. Of course, that's important because Sadie Sink is co-starring in this movie. This broke last week in the trades, and, you know, there's a lot of speculation about who she'd be playing. Right now, Jeff Snyder is saying Mary Jane. It feels like it's either Mary Jane or some version of Mary Jane. You know, the multiverse is wild. But it's not going to be the case that Sadie Sink is the main villain of the movie here, which is interesting. So another female villain. That'll be the main villain of Spider-Man 4. She says somebody's already been cast and the announcement will be imminent. Wow. Okay. Hey, has the announcement come out yet? Because I haven't seen it if it has. Then, to add context to it, Jeff said this. Jeff Snyder. I wonder if it will be another redheaded actress with the initials SS. Why would you say that, Jeff? What are you playing at here, brother? What the heck? What in the what? That seems oddly specific. Seems weirdly, oddly, incredibly, explicitly, other big wordsly specific. The hell? And then the thing that's weird about this too, I don't know, just in some of the conversation, the stuff that I've seen online, I really do feel that most people already know who this is. So if this is something that's like a done deal and it's established, then like, yeah, probably hundreds of people, maybe 1,000 people know who this is. So breaking imminent sounds about right. Jeff saying this, I don't think it's just a random troll. It absolutely could be a random troll. Jeff's a wild dude, a little bit of a wild card, but this is oddly specific. So it seems like maybe we're looking at another redheaded actress with the initials SS. Now, I got to tell you, I don't know actors and actresses very well like that. So I'm not like the best person to do this kind of prognostication here, right? But a lot of people in the comments have some interesting thoughts here. I like Eric Voss's pick here. Sophie Schmerner. Interesting. Isn't that the chick from Succession? Isn't that her? I forget the name of her character, right? Susan Sarandon, Sarah Silverman. Those picks are crazy. Wait a minute. Is she a natural redhead? Is Sadie Sink a natural redhead? Tom Cruise? Definitely. Definitely. All redheads are welcome. I do like redheads. And I will say, on that note, what's up with all the redheads in this movie? That does seem a little weird, right? It's RDJ? Damn, that's a good point. Shit. Yeah, this is a little weird to me. Why are there so many redheads in this movie? What's up with that? I mean, are they doing something with that? Is that like attached to Toby's, situation? I don't know, man. Toby and his family and like his relatives or something. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. But then again, it's like, you know, just because they're natural redheads does not mean they have to be redheaded in the movie, right? Yeah, kind of wild. Okay, so let's just kind of take a step back here, talk about everything we know. Female villain already been cast, announcement imminent. Seems like a lot of people already know. Some people may be dropping hints, like Jeff here. Redhead, initials SS, but from what we also know about the movie itself, we can kind of bring that into it and try to you know, figure this out. Like, who could the character be? A lot of people are saying Silver Sable, which is really wild. Like, that would be a cool pick. I'm also like, why are people saying Silver Sable, though? Is it because of the initials? I hope they know the initials are for the actress and not the character. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Having said that, though, sure, Silver Sable would be really cool. I actually have, I really like the Silver Sable character. I was writing some stuff for a potential Spider-Man thing, and I had Silver Sable in mind because I was like, yeah, she's really cool. So Silver Sable, really cool femme fatale, could be really fun, right? But frankly, guys, because it's Battleworld, all bets are off, man. Like, it could be anybody, man. It could be anybody, you know, and because it's Marvel too, it could technically be a gender bent, like, male character from, like, it could be one of the Dukes or Barons, but then just made female, plucked out of the multiverse or something like Sylvie or something. Like, this is very puzzling. I cannot quite get a beat on what this will be. It is obviously big news. And it seems like it's just the beginning of the big news and that we're going to get the actual actress confirmed. And maybe when that happens, we'll start to get some more hints at who the character will be. Not entirely sure. I would like Silver Sable. I think Silver Sable would be cool. But I also, frankly, hope they're going bigger. I hope it's something cooler than that. And potentially connected to, like, Battleworld and Doom and, like, maybe multiversal stuff. That's the direction that I'm hoping they go in. But nonetheless, really, really interesting news. And I think we'll probably get updates on it soon. Now, the last thing I want to say about this bit of news here is that I do keep going back to that thing about how everybody was wrong about Spider-Man 4. And wow, dude, this is just such a crazy movie. Like, this thing has been through the rigmarole. And there were versions of it that were going to be like Kingpin and Daredevil. There were rumors of Ant-Man in it at one time. There were a lot of rumors of, like, Vulture and some returning Sinister Six people. We had rumors from Roca that Hulk was going to be the villain. We got rumors from Jeff Snyder that Mephisto would be involved. We had rumors that Ghost Rider would be involved. If you look at what Alex has been saying, even Alex in his most recent Q&A has kind of been like, this thing is circling all around, but he did kind of imply that it might be going back to a earlier version of the movie, which is interesting. But I kind of think this is just going in a direction of Doctor Doom, really. And so the more I think about this, like, if I separate out from a lot of this other context and I don't try to go down the rabbit hole of, like, figuring out the initials and the redhead and all of that, if I'm more thinking in terms of how do I see the movie actually playing out, I think Doom's really the villain, which would mean that one of Doom's, you know, henchmen or one of Doom's, you know, barons or lieutenants would be the villain. So, I mean, that could be all sorts of things. That could be literally a Black Swan. Like the Black Swan from, like, Jonathan Hickman's stuff, right? Which would be crazy, and, like, that's a part of it. I'm trying to think of what characters from the actual, like, Secret Wars Battleworld sections could be translated here. There's, of course, like, Maestro Hulk, Apocalypse, Bar Sinister. The Braddocks had a whole kingdom as well. There's Spider Island. And some people thought it could be like the Spider Queen or something. Yeah, I don't really know. There's another thing that here's like a little interesting speculation for you here. I had this thought, and by the way, like, shout out to everybody that watched the video yesterday. The video's doing very well. And I finally put all my thoughts in a new format for my Doctor Doom theory, right? So if you've ever had any questions or been interested in my Doctor Doom theory, the video I did yesterday is a really good explanation of it. I highly recommend it. But one of the things I said in that video, and when I was making it, I thought a lot about this. Doom, right? Like, if Doom is the one that is purposely grabbing evil versions of the Avengers, so like, it could be the case that if my theory's right, if He Who Remains turned Victor into a hero, and that's essentially what the RDJ Iron Man was, then he's gonna be really mad about that, and he might, because he's petty, like Doctor Doom is really petty, he might literally go try to grab up all these villainous variants as like a reverse Uno card to what He Who Remains did. If that's something that's going on here, and it's really petty and really crazy, then this could be a character like connected to Peter. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this could be like, what if it's I don't know if this might be way too crazy, but like, what if it's another MJ? Or what if it's Mayday? Or what if it's a version of Mayday that's villainous, but that's going to be really difficult for Tom Holland Spider-Man to deal with? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of interesting avenues that they could go with this. And I guess we'll just see. Like, look, either way, like, because I think maybe some of you, and frankly, even me, have started to get a little fatigued of like the constant rumors with Spider-Man 4. Like, I just want to know what's going on, and a lot of the stuff we've heard recently is probably way older. It's not on the cutting edge of what they're doing. So I'm just looking forward to like a little more clarity. And I think the good news is, like, that's coming either way. The movie will happen. The movie's happening. And we're going to move into stages where things are more clear. And I think we will get more information once that happens. So that's the first story, guys. Don't know exactly what to make of it, but I think it's real. And a lot of people are kind of indicating that it is. And I think there's maybe potentially more to it. So there you have it. Now, moving right along, we need to talk about Star Wars, man. We need to talk about Star Wars. Oh, wait, where's the thingy here? There we go. Okay, we need to talk about Star Wars, guys. Check this out. So, let me give the full context here, and I'm not just going to completely dump on Star Wars. I'll try to steel man this whole situation here, okay? But this report here is that the net budget for The Mandalorian and Grogu is $144.6 million, making it the cheapest Star Wars movie ever made under Disney. Now, that's not quite the budget. I believe the budget is something like 160, maybe close to 170, but through like tax subsidies and stuff, they are knocking it down to 144.6. Okay, so did that make sense? Like, technically, I think the budget's probably like 170. Okay, but even at that 170, this is the cheapest Star Wars movie ever made under Disney. Okay, that's facts. That is not up for debate. That is what is happening. Now, is this good or is this bad? Well, I you know what? Spoiler alert, I'm going to say it's fucking bad. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. But let me just first steelman their position on this, their side of this. To them, and I really do think that this is the idea from Lucasfilm's perspective. This is a movie that they already have a lot of costumes made for. They have potentially sets made for if they shoot on the volume a lot, which I believe this movie did shoot in LA. I think Ahsoka and I think the other movies are shooting in London, but I believe this shot in LA. That's why they got the tax rebate thing, the California thing. So point is, they have a lot of stuff that's already available because they've been doing 3 seasons of the show. And essentially, from Lucasfilm's perspective, they likely see this as a very cheap and safe Star Wars movie to make because of that, and because it's a one of the most popular new Star Wars things, it's likely a safer play. So you kind of can see their philosophy and their perspective. I mean, Star Wars needs a movie in the theaters. It came from movies. A lot of the franchises that we talk about do not actually come from movies. Like, it's either comic books or a novel or maybe an anime, like there's a lot of stuff that gets adapted. Star Wars is like a unique property in the fact that it started with a trilogy of films. And it really started with just one big sci-fi movie that changed the world, right? So movies, really important to Star Wars. Definitely need to get them back into the theaters. And they were going to maybe potentially do this Rey thing. That fell apart with Charmin and Knights off of the project. Basically fell apart as badly as you can imagine. And so they pivot into this movie. And again, the philosophy, the thought process had to be, we can make this for pretty cheap. We can shoot it in LA because that's where we shoot the show. It'll be chill, cheap, and it's a safe play. Okay, that's the perspective from them. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to make the argument that that is the exact reason that this is a bad idea. Because we can all admit, like, okay, yes, from a strategic perspective, that completely makes sense. But what is that really? That is this studio treating it really like a product and a focus group, thought out, risk versus reward thing. And it's not, number one, some vision, some important story that needed to be told. And number two, it's not spectacle. We're not pushing the limits here. Can you imagine if James Cameron came out and said, the next Avatar movie is going to be the cheapest one ever. And then the one after that's going to be even cheaper, which, by the way, that could even be true with like AI and stuff. Like maybe that actually eventually happens. But I can't imagine within the current context of movies, the Avatar films, which are sold as like experiences, right? This is like even 3D is caked into it. And it's this visual pushing the limit medium idea that's caked into the value proposition of Avatar. That used to be Star Wars. That used to be what Star Wars was. Star Wars started it all. In fact, James fucking Cameron was a truck driver. And then he saw Star Wars and was like, you know what? I think I'll have to go be one of the greatest filmmakers of all time now. And that's how we even get the goddamn Avatar shit. Which also, by the way, that's probably around the time he wrote Avatar. Because he wrote it 18 years before he made it, put it in a shelf, and it wasn't ready. Anyway, I digress. The point is, God damn it, Star Wars, what happened? The next Star Wars movie to come out in theaters is the cheapest, safest, maybe least necessary Star Wars movie ever. That ain't great. And this whole, steelman argument for how it's safe and why it's a good play and how it can be cheap, none of that excites the fan base. I'm not a fucking shareholder because I sold out of your shit a long time ago. I don't care about your profit margin. I know maybe they get dinged on it because it's a social proof way to say, like, hey, this shit ain't working. That's fine. But when you're trying to sell a movie, you're not trying to sell to investors, hey, this movie's going to look pretty good on the budget sheet. That's not exciting. It doesn't do shit for fans, especially a fandom that is so starved for meaning, for something that matters. This movie, the more and more I hear about it, seems like a meeting that should have been an email. What the hell is this movie? Let me tell you a couple of things about this movie. Okay? The rumors are freaking lame, dude. You kidding me? Jabba the Hutt's son? And so, dude with the weird-ass hat? What? That's what we're doing in this movie? Yeah, lame. We've heard there is a season 4, so this isn't even the great idea that you had for season 4, because back in the day, there was this article about how John had this crazy idea for season 4, and we were like, wow, okay, well, that's probably why they made the movie. Nope, because you're still getting season 4. So what the fuck is this movie then? This movie feels like, I don't know, man. I personally am having a lot of trouble getting excited for this movie. Like, and this is just the latest piece here that to me is telling me a story of a corporation lost in the sauce, making a safe play to try to connect back to an audience that has, for the most part, left them behind. And I don't think this is actually going to get the job done. I can't imagine this movie doing really good, except for one thing. One thing. One ace in the hole, and I'm mad at myself for even saying it. And I'm going to be so pissed because if they do this, I will be a total sucker. I will go back on everything I just said, and I will show up to this movie multiple times. You know what it is. I know what it is. It's Luke Skywalker. If they put Luke Skywalker into this movie, everything I just said is null and void. Is it a cheap trick? Yes. Will it work? Yes. At least I think. Because here's the other thing that's really wild about this shit. What if they do it and it still makes like 300 million? What if they go back to the Luke poll and it doesn't do the trick? So ironically, this movie, which is, again, total safe play. The budget doesn't excite me. I think I understand it, but it doesn't excite me. The whole prospect of it doesn't excite me. I mean, I also think it's worth remembering that 2 years ago at Star Wars Celebration, Kathy came out and was all hyped up and announced 3 movies and a big plan and like everything was good. This was not one of those movies. This happened like 9 months later after they realized they couldn't do any of the things that they said they would. So this movie really feels like a scramble, man. Like, a lot of people dog on Doomsday. A lot of people are dogging on the pivot to RDJ, even though the Russos are confirming that this plan is at least 2 years old. This movie's plan ain't 2 years old. Like, that's for sure, bro. Like, that's not what happened here. This, again, is an example of a literal, actual thing that people mistakenly think Doomsday and Secret Wars is going to be. Oh boy. It's wild, dude. Can you imagine spending $160 million on this show and you spent $700 million on 2 seasons of Andor? Wow. So we'll see what happens, man. If they put Luke in it and it doesn't work, I think that might truly spell the end of at least their ability to tap back into that nostalgia and have it affect the numbers, right? So we'll see. What do you guys think of the budget? I'm interested to know what you think when we get into Q&A. Maybe some of you have a different take. Maybe some of you aren't as bothered by it. But I'm looking for reasons to be excited about Star Wars. I would love to be excited about The Mandalorian and Grogu. Nothing that I have heard about this movie is exciting me. And the budget is just the latest bit of news that has kind of hit me and made me go, man, what the fuck? I don't like it. All right. On that note, let's move into the next topic here. Let's talk about Invincible, man. Truly great news out there for Invincible. By the way, how many of you guys have been watching more Invincible, man? Has the buzz of season 3 been making its way out there? Has the word of mouth for Invincible been getting you to potentially check the show out? Are more and more people checking the show out? Nah. Me? Okay, so it looks like a couple of people. You definitely should. It's very, very good. It's incredible, actually. Now, good news, man. Crazy good news came out today, so I want to give the show its flowers. No new episode today. So how about everything we know about season 4 so far? Season 4 will return. Should be sometime in 2026. Voice acting is complete. By the way, side note on this, the voice actors for X-Men 97 are apparently about to go in to record season 3. So there were a lot of stories about how X-Men 97 is crazy behind and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think they did some stuff because they went away from Bo's stuff. But I think they're going in for 3. Regardless, though, this is crazy. They're done with season 4. The voice actors are done. So that means they're like just polishing up the animation. They probably already have a couple episodes almost complete, and they'll drop the whole thing sometime in 2026. That's a huge W. There may be a new storyline not in the comics featuring Dark Blood. This is so cool, guys. This is so cool. Let me gush about this a little bit, okay? In season 1, the character of Dark Blood, who was that like detective demon guy, okay? That character was kind of odd to see in the show because he doesn't do shit in the comics, basically. Like, he starts out similar, and then that thread goes nowhere. Literally nowhere. And to Robert Kirkman's own admission, this was something he felt he got wrong in the books, and there was a story that he always wanted to visit with Dark Blood, and he was never able to do it in the comic books, okay? So, if you have finished season 3, and I guess I'm going to give a slight spoiler here for season 3. Season 3 has a post-credit scene with Dark Blood meeting with his demonic lord, basically like the devil for all intents and purposes, Mephisto or whatever, right? In hell, and they discuss finding somebody that has come to this planet that is more powerful than anybody ever, and they're going to be a vessel. They're going to try to resurrect this demonic guy using the body of the very powerful person. Okay. Bro, that shit ain't in the comics at all. So this is so cool because Invincible is cool. They've made some changes to the comics. Some of them I've liked, some of them I didn't. Some of them I see where they're coming from. I thought the whole fish thing, the fish people having sex would have been funnier, but whatever. I get it. Modern sensibilities or whatnot. Regardless, like, the show's doing a cool job of adapting some of that stuff. And really, the big comic book fans, we know the main things to be excited for. We know the beats, the fights that are coming, and it's super cool. But it is also exciting to not know some things and to see how it's going to change. I actually like this. You know, we recently talked about the Warhammer news. I think we did that last week. It seems like Warhammer is going to be pretty strictly adapting the lore, which is fine. That's one way to do it. I kind of prefer the Marvel version, which is the MCU is different from comics, so it's adapting it, but it's different. So therefore, like, as a fan, I can expect some new stuff. I like a new twist on an old lemon. I like to know, okay, well, this happened in the comics. I wonder how it's going to happen in the show. That creates, some anticipation, and I like that kind of stuff. So Invincible is doing that. This Dark Blood storyline is supposedly the focus of next season, and it was never in the comics. And it's going to probably change how things go from here, which is really cool. That's a very exciting prospect. Now, the question of who is the person, I mean, we have no idea. It could be Mark. It could be Conquest. It could be one of the Marks from Invincible War. It could be Robot. It could be a lot of different people if you know where Invincible goes. So I'm not quite sure. It's probably Conquest, like, just to be honest with you. Like, it's probably Conquest. It could be Eve, though. But they do say he, so it's probably not Eve. But if I had to bet, I'd say Conquest. And, like, dude, could you fucking imagine Conquest being possessed by, like, a demon? Bro. Can you imagine? Wow. That could be pretty cool, man. That could be pretty lit. So looking forward to that. Couple other things here, though. It says Thrag has been cast. That's great. Thrag, the most powerful Viltrumite, very awesome character, has epic fucking fights, dude. I believe, unless I'm misremembering, Thrag has some epic fights with Mark and his dad. Thrag has an epic fight with Battle Beast. Thrag is crazy. Thrag is so cool. So we're going to see some really cool stuff with Thrag. That's like a fan favorite. People are very excited about that. Invincible has also been cast. That's probably just a joke. But this is cool, man. This is really cool. I'm excited. I kind of want to figure out a way to make some Invincible videos. You know, I'm kind of, you know, we do the streams and we'll put this out as a clip for sure. But I want to do some main channel, like high produced, like really good value content. I just don't know exactly what my angle will be. Maybe I'll just cover like the leaks and rumors for it, like I have been for Marvel. We'll see. But I'm excited, and I really, really liked this season of Invincible, especially the ending of the season. I'm so pumped that the next season will be in 2026. I love that they're doing stuff that wasn't in the comics. You know, one other thing too is Invincible has been so good via social media, and they're really able to be self-referential, not take themselves too seriously, and yet they are actually listening to feedback. It's obvious, right? So I am really impressed with the Invincible team. I'm impressed with how Kirkman is kind of guiding this thing to be different, but also be supportive of the material from the books. I'm excited about the Battle Beast book. Ryan Otley and him are back together doing more Invincible. Battle Beast is looking for a glorious death. It seems awesome as hell. So, yeah, maybe the best time ever, frankly, to be an Invincible fan. And if you are not an Invincible fan, I would, dude, give it a shot, dude. Give it a shot. Invincible is really damn cool. And I think it's on a really cool upward swing. I mean, look at this post, dude. This post has almost 80,000 likes on it. That's wild. Like, people are pretty excited. Pretty excited about Invincible. But there you have it. I think those are our main stories for today. Let me see if there's anything else going on in there, because I kind of flew through those news topics. I guess I didn't have a ton to say about some of this stuff. Just complain about Star Wars. But yeah, let's see. Anything else going on out there in the world, guys? Should we just get into Q&A? You know, one thing I'll say, it's like pretty, I don't know, I guess niche. If you're an anime fan, you'll be into this. Did you guys see that they are making another Trigon manga? I don't know how many of you guys read manga, but I'm definitely picking that up. Trigon is super cool. And more of that story, I am definitely down. 100%. But yeah, I think that that might be all of the big news out there, guys. Let me see here. Boom. All right, let me check it out. Let me get into the. Maybe we just get into Q&A. Huh? Kind of seems like that might be the move. See what the chat is saying. Yeah, because we'll probably get into some discussion about like the Star Wars whatnot. DC Trigon, Raven's father? No. Vash the Stampede, man. Vash the Stampede. Appreciate you, Matt. Thank you, buddy. Really, really cool anime. Yo, is the new episode out? Solo Leveling is incredible, Emojo. I'm loving Solo Leveling, man. The $2 billion bounty. Yeah, man. So cool. So stylized, that show. Trigon's great. It's one of my faves. Hell yeah. All right, let me now get into the Q&A. See what everybody has to say here. And also, too, I will give my regular warning to the podcast folks. It might go a little off the rails here. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get better, but sometimes these people in chat, they be testing me. So we'll see. I could get triggered up. Cantina Talks, thank you for being a member for 6 months, man. Appreciate you. And then you followed up with a question, or rather just a comment. It said, getting more and more worried for Mando and Grogu. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a litmus test for Star Wars for sure. I think they're probably going to just throw Luke into it late in the game. Maybe even try to use Luke to hype it up. Or maybe they do that as like a weekend 2 thing. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I don't know about this movie, brother. Rossi, thank you for the sticker. Joseph says, what's good? What up, brother? DeMarcus Carter, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. It's Sarah Snook. She's in Succession. Oh, yeah. Is that the gal from Succession? And she's a natural redhead? Could make sense. I mean, she could be a Silver Sable for sure. I could see it. My money's on Lucia von Bartis or Spider Queen. Could be either. Could be either. I thought about that too. I was like, I wonder if they would do Lucia though. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss with some of this stuff, but either one of those picks, I could see it. The Exodus, the Spider Queen could be interesting. Major Brick says Emma Frost. Absolutely could be Emma Frost. I would like that a lot. Dude, are you saying Emma Frost is the ruler of like one of Doom's deputies? That would go pretty hard. That would be very fun. Or like a Dark Phoenix version of Phoenix. But then why wouldn't you just do Femke Jenkins or whatever, right? Jack Disquins is the villain of Spider-Man 4. I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about. John says, wait, Julia Garner is a natural redhead. What if it's her Silver Surfer that works for Doom on Battleworld? I have reason to believe that version of the Silver Surfer will not be around on Battleworld. But I don't know for sure. We'll see. Steve Knight says, think Sony is leaking fake info to see what sticks. At this point, though, this late in the game, no. I mean, maybe like some ideas, but the main villain? I don't know, brother. And what are they leaking? That it's a female villain? You know what I mean? We want a female villain. Leak that and see what the nerds come up with. Like something like that. Maybe. Javier Mendez with a 10 spot says, Ultimate Spider-Man has been really solid, and Kathleen Kennedy sucks. Both facts. I want to catch up on my comics, man. I'm just so behind, guys. I'm just so behind. I got to catch up on my books. And Ultimate Spider-Man is one of them. So hopefully I can catch up on that soon, man. I've been hearing really good things. Parker Twips says, yo, I'm giving you my son's allowance. He didn't do shit this week. I got your 5. Best that he learns, I guess, huh? Vox says, hello, Josh. How are you? Would you like Hayden Christensen as Dr. Doom after the reboot? Thanks for your work. I'm doing good, man. Thank you. Thank you. Actually in a pretty good mood today. Hayden Christensen, I want him to be Norrin Rad, to be honest with you. I think he'd be a great Silver Surfer. I think he'd be a good Dr. Doom, though. I think Hayden could actually do a really good Doom. Yeah, that'd be fun. Appreciate you, brother. John Cross says, I don't mind it being made for less. Most of these cost $300 million now and hardly break even. Yeah, I've heard that take. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I feel like it's just one of those takes that's just, well, I want to rebut this, so I'm going to say the most obvious thing ever. The argument I'm making is that this is not exciting. You know, if you want to make the argument that breaking even or making a profit excites you, then sure, like that's cool. I'm going to make the argument that this does not excite fans, and this will be used narratively to just show that Disney is cheap and not using their money correctly. And then the other thing, too, is like, what's the budget of this Rey movie? What are you going to say when they spend 250, 300 million on a Rey movie? And then we think, well, what's the priority here? Like, what are we using the money on? Why did Kenobi get a $95 or a $90 million budget and the Acolyte gets 215? Why does then Andor get 700 million for 2 seasons? Like, what is the priority here? So, like, I hear that a lot where people are like, I don't mind it being made for less. That's fine, but you're not really addressing my arguments or what I think the issue is. You're just saying like you don't mind, which I guess is fine. You know what I mean? I just don't know what to do with that. Like, you don't care. Okay, everybody. John Cross doesn't care. Just so everybody knows. Prez says, I feel like Mando movie is just Kathy's lazy idea for a W. Super low budget, big draw with the Mando name. You know people are going to go see the movie regardless of quality, including me. Yeah, I'm starting to get that feeling too, and that's not a great feeling. I mean, again, it goes back to like excitement. How am I supposed to get excited and hyped up for this movie? How am I supposed to tell my family to go see this movie? You know, my friends to go see this movie. What the fuck is this movie, man? And I think they're going to announce stuff at Celebration. I think Celebration's like next month, I believe. I would expect we get some news at Celebration. What that news is, I'm not sure. Maybe a trailer, maybe more about the actual plot. Maybe there's some stuff that's exciting. Maybe they'll even tease a little Luke Skywalker. That would be cool. But alas, yeah, a lot of this stuff is not exciting me. I don't find it exciting. The Nerd King says, hey, Josh, I'm ready for this stream for my birthday today. Hey, happy birthday to the Nerd King. Ayo. Happy birthday, brother. And I'm glad you're excited. What are you going to do for your birthday? You got any cool plans? You going to eat any good food? Did you get any good gifts? Tell us. The Nerd King. Prez says, I have a conversation with a coworker when I saw a Mando sticker on his truck. He said he doesn't care for Star Wars, but he loves the Mando show. Huh? Yeah, a lot of people are like that, bro. A lot of people are like that. Mando, I thought Mando was a big show, and it also was a big deal for Disney as far as moving the brand forward a little bit. I also think it benefited a lot from COVID, frankly, and everybody was locked up, and so a lot of people watched that show and thought it was pretty cool. And maybe they wouldn't have if it was lightsabers and stuff. So, yeah, that makes sense to me. Tremblay with a $10 holla says season 1 of the Mando cost $120 million for 8 episodes. The Mando movie is $144, for which I assume is 2.5 hours. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I really don't think that you guys understand my issue with it. And like the comments of like, I think it'll be okay is actually the perfect example of why this is so terrible. When you are the positive person and you're saying, I think it'll be okay, then we have really moved the goalpost for what a big event movie is supposed to be like. So like Star Wars, I mean, maybe just people don't remember, but Star Wars used to be like a really big deal. And Star Wars used to demand a certain amount of attention and a place within the pop culture zeitgeist in that conversation. So what I'm saying to you is it might be okay is not where I want to be at with this movie. I want to be blown away. I want there to be spectacle. I want to be excited and hyped up to go into the Star Wars universe again in the movie theaters. I do not want to feel like I am a participant in an abusive relationship, and I'm going in full well knowing how this movie was produced, why it was produced, and it wasn't to excite me. It was to make a bunch of shareholders and stupid executive people feel comfortable about a balance sheet. That's not exciting. You know what I mean? Like, that's not exciting. So I understand the pushback. I understand you're maybe not concerned with it, but that's not even really my point. Mr. Jazz says, at this point with Star Wars, we don't need to be playing it safe. We need the next big thing. Something interesting that will draw in fans. If we're not doing it big, why make it? I feel the same as you. Yeah, 100%. That's like exactly what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing here? Star Wars became a brand where we can do a spin-off episode in theaters, try to make it as cheap as fucking possible, and basically just be like, yeah, guys, this is going to be awesome. That's what it is right now? No thanks. C-Dub says, shout out to the Rivals Avengers stream last night. That was so fun to watch, and I believe Josh has found his calling as a gaming commentator. More, please. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I had a great time doing the commentary for the gaming. I think I'm actually really good at it. And I want to try to, maybe I'll keep doing it and practicing with you guys, and then I could put together like a reel, and I'll send it to the Marvel Rivals people and be like, yo, I love the game. I have YouTube channels. I have a, platform, and I can commentate your tournaments, man. And I'm really good at it. So yeah, maybe we'll keep doing that. But like, I thought I actually was really good at it, and it was really fun. It was fun. So yeah, we'll keep practicing. Joshua says, I hated missing Rivals last night, but a poor boys gotta work. LOL. Last couple of months have been very slow, so I needed those 2 long days. Oh, I hear you, man. I totally understand it. That shit happens, It's all good. Did you at least get to watch some of it? It was pretty cool. Pretty fun time. Matt says with a 5 spot, here's $5 because I think Sadie Sink is Gwen and because I love your channel. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it could be Gwen. I would not mind Gwen, and I think Gwen could work. Definitely. I just think it's weird that they keep going after all these redheads. What's up with all the redheads, man? What the hell? Mr. Jazz says, with that said, the Mando movie could still be dope. Oh, yeah, it absolutely could be dope. And maybe when I see the first trailer, I'll be like, wow, okay, they really have something here. But from where we're at right now, I mean, like, I don't understand why it's not more, like, people can't perhaps appreciate why people would be down on the movie. Like, are we really going to act like everything's just hunky-dory and we should be grateful that we're getting a Mando Grogu movie? Or, like, are we not going to take in the full context of what has been happening to the Star Wars brand and how, like, okay, hey, man, what, you know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm willing to be excited, but I also am not going to pretend that I'm excited right now. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not that thrilled about. So we'll see how it actually ends up. DeMarcus says the Conquest monologue was Thanos level bars. Dude, it was great. It was some peak entertainment. I, again, highly recommend everybody goes and watches Invincible. That shit was fire. I also love that what he did with the little bubble of blood in the heart. What the fuck? It was cool. Appreciate you, man. Shockwave Labs with a 5 spot. Really appreciate you. Says, would be cool if they brought in Wolf Spider eventually. Evil version of Peter. I've thought about that, and maybe that's what it is, but, like, it's a female villain, right? So that's not what they're cooking there. Yeah, but I've thought about that. It's a little tropey, and that's kind of what they're gonna do with you know, Doom kind of and the Dark Avengers, I think. So we'll see. But appreciate you either way, man. Joshua says, could it be Scarlet Witch working for Doom? Yes, it could be, but then Jeff's thing doesn't make any sense. Maybe he's just trolling though. Maybe it is Scarlet Witch. Because I thought about that too. Could be Wanda. But it also seems like Wanda, like, so if that's Wanda with Franklin and God Doom. And I know the Russos were like, that shit's fake. But Alex Perez is like, not only is that real, but it's actually got more characters in it now. So if that's real, then if that's Wanda, Wanda can't be by Doom's side yet also the villain of Spider-Man 4. Like, that wouldn't really make sense to me. Nah, it's not exciting to break even. I'm just tired of over-budget films being asked. Yeah, but that's different. I understand what you're saying. But it's a totally different conversation. You know, it's fair to say, I suppose. It's fair to bring up and be like, yeah, but these other movies, they don't, you know, they're spending a bunch of money. It doesn't matter. $320 million for the Russos and it's whatever. Totally agree. But the $320 million for the Russos, that was used as a selling point, ultimately. And I guess people did get negative about it, too. But I almost checked it out just to see what they did with $320 million. You know what I mean? It doesn't really excite me to be like, I wonder what John did with the lowest budget ever given to a Star Wars director under Disney. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not exciting. The Nerd King says, going to Top Golf and Quaker Steak for lunch. Whoa, dude, good for you. That sounds like a real fun day, brother. I hope you have a smile on your face the whole day. I hope the sun is shining. God bless. Finto182 says, delighted to see you back working with Theory and can't wait to see the vlog from the antics this weekend. Hope you have a great time. Nerdventures for life. Take my money plus Unity. Appreciate you, Finto. It's good to see you. Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see my buddy, and I'm excited to do the show. I'm excited to hang out with him afterwards. I bet we'll, like, you know, we'll talk shop. We'll talk some business kind of like late into the night. So I'm excited for all of that. I'm excited to see some of you guys. That's going to be cool. And just to get back into feeling that Comic-Con energy. And, like, I'm kind of trapped in this room a lot. You know, like, I like hanging out with y'all, but real talk, I'm kind of trapped in this room, like, kind of a lot. You know? And I've been leaving to, like, go to the gym. But, you know, with the new baby and business being very busy, I haven't really made a lot of time for myself. So I'm excited to get out there, feel some of that convention energy, kind of remind myself of why I want to get back out there. Because I do want to get back out there. I want to get Unity printed. I want to get Unity in the hands of the backers. And then I want to go take Unity around the Comic-Con circuit. Dude, Unity's really cool. And that would be a really fantastic thing to share with you guys out there as well as other content and stuff too. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. The Nerd King says also main villain could be Silver Sable for Spider-Man 4. I would not mind Silver Sable. And maybe they would even give Silver Sable like a Battleworld upgrade so she could be like kind of cool, you know, like a little I don't know, Game of Thrones slaughtering, like Jon Snow style sword fighting, you know. That could be fun. That could be cool. John says, have you ever played the UFC game? It would be fun to get a Nerdventure tournament going. I've played maybe an older version of it. It wasn't bad, but I don't think we have enough interest to carry something like that through the community. I think Rivals is probably our best bet. The most of us are here at Marvel fans. I mean, John, you have to pay every time there's a card, and everybody gets mad when you do. You know what I mean? So I don't know that we have the audience for that tournament, but yeah, I'm glad that you're liking it, I assume, right? Jay Moore says there is going to be a bunch of evil Mary Janes trying to put their eggs in Peter. That explains the redheads. Nerd Ventures for life. I'm drunk as fuck. What if you're right? I mean, this guy. What if this guy's right? He's wasted here, but what if he's right? What if it's just all Mary Jane variants? And then Zendaya's like, you know what I mean? She's all mad about it. Joshua says, I'm so excited to not watch Snow White ever. Yeah. You know, I mean, obviously I don't care about Snow White. I don't really care about Renee Zellweger or Gal Gadot. Yeah, I got nothing, brother. I got nothing on that movie. It seems like it's not going to make a lot of money. You know what? I'll say this about that movie. I thought Paul's recent video, I was kind of joking about his video on Twitter. But I thought his video was a really good take. And I think the take is that it should be that simple. Is Snow White. It should have never been controversial. Like the fact that you got that movie to have that level of controversy, that's a failure of the studio. And I know not everybody sees it that way, but I see it that way. I believe Paul sees it that way too. It's just ridiculous. There's major money involved. Like, it's fine to feel how you feel. But somewhere along the line, this idea of, like, tact was lost. And some people basically took this attitude that in the name of, you know, you could even say, like, human rights or whatever, right? In the name of this thing that is so important, I will forget tact and collaboration. And, like, there's a lot of money and a lot of people that are going to be negatively affected by this movie. This movie looks to bomb pretty bad, at least from what I've seen. And, you know, I frankly do think it's mostly Disney's fault. Because I think they could have corrected this situation. They could have done a lot of different things. But ultimately, too, like, I really don't care. I was never going to see this movie. I don't know that I've seen a single one of the live action Disney remakes. I think I tried to watch a little of Mulan and turned it off. I'm not a big Disney guy. You know what I mean? So I can't really like pretend to pearl clutch when I don't care about these characters, right? Rossi says the Mando movie gives me such a feeling of Melis. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good word for it. And that's not what you want for the first movie back in theaters. That's not what you want, you know? So, yeah, I'm just telling you what's happening. This is the story. That's how I feel about it. Filmic says, only a few more months till my 3-year badge. Holy! Thank you for everything you do for this community. Nerd Vengers for life. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. And, you know, one of the reasons you're so awesome is because you deal with my ass. So thank you. You know I can get grumpy and hung up on things, and I can have messy hair like I do today. Holy shit, I just looked at the hair for the first time. But you guys keep mostly hanging on, you know what I mean? So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'll try to be less grumpy in the future. Riley S. says, we've seen what Mando crew can do with that money, though, so it's not like a random director doing Star Wars movie with no budget. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely a good point. That's a better point than all these other people made. Thank you, Riley. Joshua says, great video yesterday, by the way. Thanks, man. You know, I think it's a banger. It's a banger. I think the video is going to keep doing well. We'll see where it ends up. But I think it's a banger, and I just want to make more bangers. You know, part of the problem, though, is, like, it's Marvel. Like, it is. Everybody's interested in the RDJ Doctor Doom thing, and therefore it's easy to make a interesting video about something that people are interested in. Well, guess what? People used to just be flat out interested in Marvel, so I could make a lot more videos, and people would just be interested. I am struggling with how to continue to make bangers and make really good content that's really cool and really interesting when a lot of the fans have kind of checked out of that universe in a lot of ways. So the juice is like, you see what I'm saying? So it's tough out here, man. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I tried the comic book thing this week. Didn't really pop off. Not really doing so well. We'll see. Maybe it'll get views over time. But the thing that's challenging me about YouTube is, like, you kind of get an audience doing a certain thing. And because of the way YouTube works, when you go outside of that certain thing, that audience you've built doesn't respond as well to it. That gives a signal to YouTube that it's not a good piece of content, which is kind of unfair, actually. Like, frankly, that video could be a great piece of content. Maybe not for your core audience, though, but you're kind of locked into that with the algorithm. So, yeah. Appreciate you. Where is Unity? I contributed to the Kickstarter. We're working on it, brother. That's all I got to tell you. Carl says, 4-year badge coming. Pause. Happy to see the community. Marvel is back. Good luck with Nerd Theory Live. Appreciate you. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited. You know, I'm genuinely excited. It's going to be cool. Be cool to be on the road. And I'll text Theory and I'll be like, I'm on my way. I'll be there then. You know what I mean? It'll be cool to meet up with them. I think the show itself is going to be really cool. His gift should get here today. So I was actually nervous. I thought it was maybe not going to come in time, but the guy said he FedEx overnighted it or something like that. So it should be here today. Ooh, I'm excited. That's going to be good. Renee Ramon says, lost my job on the 3rd, my mom on the 8th, and I'm still here, mofos. Thanks to communities like this and others I'm a part of. Much love. Dang, brother. That is tough, man. A little double dose of life, huh? I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I there's nothing I can say to make it better. And, you know, without getting too personal or whatever, I hope you were able to have some closure, you know, with your mom, and hope she had a good life and that you guys had a good relationship. And I hope you're able to bounce back from the job thing, and I think you'll be able to, man. Sometimes life can come at you hard, though, bro. Take some time, you know, take some time if you need to. But ultimately, you got to get back out there and keep fighting, you know, for you and the fam. So appreciate you, man. Nerds Engage says KK should launch the Warhammer movies. Do you agree? 100%. It would be brilliant. Brandon Hobbs with 5 gifted members. Oh, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Much love. What else is going on, guys? Anything else going on in the world? I mean, there's a lot going on in the world. Anything else going on in the nerdy world? That's the better question. And this is the opening weekend for Snow White, huh? Oh, what the hell? The chat went down again. Oh, new controller. Yeah, I should definitely get one. Although, here's the thing. I don't know if it's the controller or if it's like... I'm actually glad you brought this up because I want to see if anybody in chat can help me out here. So my controller, right? I have an Xbox controller. What the hell? I have an Xbox controller, and I use the Xbox controller on PC. And for some reason, I can't really get it to Bluetooth connect, so I have to hardwire it in. But sometimes in the middle of the match, it'll disconnect and it switches me back to mouse and key. And I'm like, that's obviously not good. And it just like in the middle of a match, it can be devastating, right? So, yeah. Well, I mean, how do I fix that? Somebody help me out. Do I need to get a specific controller for the PC? Justin Yell says, what if Madam Web is in Spider-Man 4? Love you. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, that would be sick. Let's go. Rossi says, real question is, are you in theory going to do a shirtless workout video this weekend? Maybe if you show up, we will. We'll both start lifting you. What non-nerd shows are you watching when you can? What's non-nerd shows? I don't think I'm really watching anything right now that's non-nerdy. I was watching Severance a little bit. I'm just not as into it as a lot of other people are. It's cool, but it's not like, to me, I don't think it's as good as some other stuff I've seen. Like, I think Dark Matter's a better show, frankly. Yeah, Reacher. I'm watching Reacher. I think we're an episode behind on Reacher. We've been talking about starting some other shows. Like, I've been thinking about doing The Sopranos. I never did it, and everybody's saying Sopranos is real good. So, yeah, thinking about that. How long of a drive will it be? I think it's like between 2 and 3 hours. I don't think it's 3 hours, though. I think it's like 2.5, maybe, something like that. I'm not 100%. Sopranos, top 5 all time. That's what they keep saying. That's what they keep saying. I only watch shows through YouTube Shorts. Interesting. Get a new controller and to be safe, a new cord. Really? That's the solution? All right. Sopranos ending was lazy. Oh, yeah? Was it? I don't know too much about it. Are you going to get a Charlie Cox signature while you're there? Nah, like, I'm not really going to do the con, frankly. I'm going to do the panel. I might chill a little Friday night at, like, the Theory Saber booth, but I'm not really doing the con. I'm going to come back Saturday. I'm not going to be at the con on Saturday. It's still a little too early. We're still a little too close to baby. Like, we're not quite ready for me to, like, be gone for multiple days. So I'll be back Saturday. George Hambley says, 12 months, me and the girlfriend got our first house super close to my family, which is great. Any advice on adjusting? Exciting, but struggling to settle in. I mean, I don't know, man. Because, like, it took me a long time to settle into this house, and I'm still not really up about it. We're, like, actively looking at other places, but it's just tough because you're also, like, you know, we have everything set up here and all that, but I don't know. Just patience and gratitude. Just try to be grateful for it all and just, yeah, it'll be different though, for sure. Scuff Gaming PC controllers. Get this. What is it? Scuff Envision Black. Why is it taking forever to load that? It's not showing me any cool pictures here. The hell? Maybe I will get this, though. How much is it? Probably expensive. Why is this website taking forever to load shit, too? That's weird. Is the Scuff Gaming website scuffed? Huh. Interesting. I was taking this long to load. Maybe it's the PC, not the controller. You don't say that! It could be the PC, though. New Superman trailer in April? Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they have some dialogue. Started listening to the audiobooks of Elric with Michael Moorcock. It's set of origin of the chaos anti-hero and very deep. Could easily become a hot franchise. Fantasy from 1972. Just hits hard. That's cool, man. Elric. It's a cool name. I'm still like I'm reading a bunch of Warhammer right now, so I'm probably just gonna stick on that. But that does sound cool. You know, Elisa just finished. Elisa's been tearing through some Brandon Sanderson stuff. She just got into Brandon Sanderson, so she's been reading the Way of Kings books. Oh, I did fill out my bracket, Philip. I filled it all out. Wait, I think I did. Yeah, so she's been really into that and talking to me a lot about that. She's also working on a book herself. Elisa's writing a whole ass novel right now, which is pretty cool. Scuff scares me. Razor clears for me. $100 for Hall effects stickers, no stick drift, and back paddles unmatched. Ooh. I don't think she's into Court of Thrones. I don't think she's read any of that. Josh, I sent what you probably need in Discord. Okay, thank you. Any updates with Unity? No, unfortunately, brother, I don't have any updates with Unity. I mean, I've made contact with people. We're trying to pull stuff together. I mean, it's obviously delayed. I'm going to try to get it out as fast as possible, but and I appreciate it. I know it's delayed, so people want to know, but if I had an update, I would say it. The Nerd King says, I'm ready for The Odyssey from Christopher Nolan. Yeah, I mean, I guess The Odyssey will be cool. I don't know, man. I miss the old Nolan. Even Oppenheimer to me was like, Get the 8-Bito Ultimate 2? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? I'm hyped for Cleveland tomorrow. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. Am I watching Solo Leveling in dub or sub? Is it out in dub? I didn't even know it was out in dub. We're watching it subtitle. Yeah. Controller linked in the Discord. Okay, cool. I'll look at it for sure. Yeah, less issues on Wired for sure. Yeah. But like I said, I had a lot of fun last night, man. Playing was fun. Some of you guys are really good. We got a couple people in the community that are like pretty elite at Marvel Rivals. And I really enjoyed casting. I thought that was really fun too. Unplug them? How am I supposed to like do all the other PC stuff? I'm streaming while I'm playing. Come on, man. I can't just unplug it. Let me just unplug the computer right now. See how that does for this stream. Mine works fine on Bluetooth. Oh, well, good. Good for you. Well, I'll be covering the trailers or panels of DC and Marvel in 2 weeks at CinemaCon. Cambia believes they're showing the whole Superman movie like they did with The Flash. Oh, really? That would be wild. I don't think so. That would be cool, though. Am I going to cover it? Yeah, I'm going to cover it. I'll probably cover it in the sense of, like, when stuff happens, I'll break it down, like, the next day on stream or whatever, but, yeah. Moorcock? What a name. Wait, what? Alt F4? Let me try it real quick. Let me try it. Superman trailer better slap? Yeah, it better. April 18th is Superman Day, by the way, so no wonder if the real trailer will be then. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there a stream tomorrow? No stream tomorrow, brother. I will be traveling. Yeah. I'll be traveling. True. Question, is the old Daredevil show canon? I think it's roughly speaking canon. Yeah. I think it's roughly speaking canon. Yeah. T2 the Rich says, thinking about getting the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars omnibus. It's like $100. Do you think it's worth it? Yes. You've never read any of that run? What? Watch the video I did on Monday, man. But also, yes, that is one of the best. That is one of the best stories ever told in comics, frankly. So, yes, get that. $100 is definitely worth it. You know, spend a couple days tearing through that thing, man. Whew. It's good shit. We missed the Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, I know. I love Saturday morning cartoons as well. But, you know, the honest to God truth is, like, I cannot do any extra streams right now. I'm doing so much. I just have to figure out what's the best move as far as what do we keep doing, you know, because I got to make videos, got to do streams, got to do the clips, got to get Unity going. You know, I'm doing the Nerd Hammer podcast, which, by the way, man, dude, I'm loving. So Adam, member of the community, is helping us out on some of the Warhammer logos and whatnot for the Nerd Hammer podcast. Dude, I think he's cooking. I really like some of this stuff. Here, I'll just show you like one little thing. I think it's real cool. Check that out, man. Oh, damn. That looks good. So we got to get the Nerd Hammer podcast working, and then Nerd Theory. We got to figure out Nerd Theory. It's going to be a couple months before Nerd Theory gets going again, but yeah, I got a lot going on. So unfortunately, I'd love to do all the things, but you can't do all the things. So Saturday morning cartoons, unfortunately, done. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Even I'll admit that looks good. See? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It triggers me that the middle of Nerd and Hammer aren't aligned. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Too bad for you, I guess. We need Chris Evans and Henry Cavill together in Warhammer. That would be sick. That would be great. That's something Matt and I have talked about, too, is like, who are they going to get, you know? Who are they going to get? I don't know who that is. Love Sausage says, Josh, in my opinion, you look like this jacked scientist on Lex Friedman podcast called Gouline Verdon. I don't know who that is, but cool. Sounds good. Appreciate you, Love Sausage. What a name. John Cross says, I'll be at CinemaCon if you want the deets. Oh, okay. Sounds good, John. Hit me up, but only if you admit Invincible's good. But yeah, hit me up. Oh, sure. Mikkel, totally, 100%. Give me just 1 second here, okay? All right, everybody, that's going to do it for today's show. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Again, I won't be here tomorrow. We'll be back at it on Monday. Really appreciate you guys, though. Videos throughout the weekend, and we'll be back at it. I'll let you guys know via Discord and, you know, maybe Twitter, maybe Instagram, what's going on tomorrow. And I'll talk more about it on Monday with y'all when I get back, so that'll be good. I told Theory we're going to give him 200,000 nerd coin for his birthday. Oh, yeah, 100%. That's happening. All right, everybody. Appreciate you much. Stop sending the super chats in right when I'm trying to end the show, please. Appreciate you, though. C. Fisher with a 10 spot says, best community on YouTube. Followers to the big homie, Josh. Appreciate you, man. Now I feel bad that I got mad about you literally giving me more money. So sorry about that. Thank you. Much love. And remember, as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Cantina Talk says, just because you said not to do it, god damn it. And then Troll from Joshua, god damn it. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, man. Chris Listenfeld says, all I want is streams 7 days a week, gaming streams, Saturday morning cartoon, member streams, and a diamond every week. Is that too much to ask? It is literally too much to ask. Stop saying goddamn super chat. John Cross says, Invincible is good, bro. I be saying that. Mark just a bitch. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, cool. Appreciate you. Much love, man. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Y'all are too much sometimes, man. Y'all are too much. Yes, applesauce. Stop spamming. I saw it, and I appreciate it. You know, I mean, it was a week-old take. There's new news. So it's not like, you know, I don't know how current even the thing I was saying, but yeah, no, it's cool. I appreciate it. Kyber says, love you. Hey, much love, man. Appreciate you too. Much love. Cantina Talks. Appreciate you. Can you read my super from yesterday? Yeah, absolutely. Says, watch those wrist rockets. Says, I'm giving up on Star Wars completely. I'm all in on Warhammer. Hell yeah. Oh, damn, dude. That's a good super chat from yesterday. Anybody else? Atosuke says words and stuff. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Josh Knight me. 1000X08. You are a nerd adventure now. Nerd adventure. What the hell? I never knighted you. And by the way, Andreas, fucking nerd venger. Knighting is so 2 years ago. Yeah, dude, totally. Tell him. Let him know. Hey, Chris, appreciate the gifted, man. Thank you guys so much. I love Lamp Night, everyone. I feel like there might be an internet issue. I think I'm getting a migraine, and I think I need a haircut. So if the stream cuts out, you know, no big deal. Friggin' buttholes. Man. Yeah, no, let me just say, yeah, you know, it's a give and take thing. You know, of course, there are good parts of my job. But when you guys go to clock out, do you have a bunch of people that are like, and I guess you are giving me money. So technically it's nice. But if you really wanted to get out, like let's say we were a server, right? And you were trying to get out of there. But the last table was like, no, I'll give you a little extra of a tip. Dude, you don't care. You're trying to get out the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Holy. Chris Listenfeld says, spin again. I've been spinning this whole time, actually. I'm spinning in my chair right now. Maybe if the streams were longer. Holy. Can you cut a guy a break? Over here? You want this tip? Oh, no! I cooked in ranked after stream. Josh warmed me up. Oh, hey, there you go, bud. You know, you had that one really good game. 33 with Scarlet Witch. That was pretty impressive. Delta Dan says, haven't got knighted this year. What? What is happening? What is happening? Not even a full hour and a half? Oh my God! You did it! It's an hour of content! $1 holla. Hey, thanks. Appreciate the $1 holla. Check the Discord. Yeah, how about I go check the Discord from the toilet after I end this stream and go take a poop? All right. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be active on social media throughout the weekend. I'll let you guys know what's going on. Maybe we'll have some cool videos too. Riley says hi. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Much love. As I always say, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butthole. Okay, I'm out.